The person you care about may have been trying to send you a message for a long time, and the hardest part is this. They may not be saying it with clear words. They may be saying it through distance, through silence, through the way their energy changes when you walk into the room. Beneath every argument, every cold moment, every strange reaction, there is often a message hiding in plain sight. And when you finally learn how to notice it, you may understand what they have been trying to show you all along. Listen closely. People rarely reveal their deepest truth in a direct way. The heart does not always speak in neat sentences. It speaks through emotion, habit, tension, body language, and repeated behavior. Someone who keeps asking for your attention may not just want more of your time. They may be asking a much deeper question. Do I really matter to you? Someone who pulls away may not always be trying to leave. They may be guarding a hurt part of themselves that still fears pain. This is the hidden language beneath words. Every person carries an inner world full of memories, fear, longing, sadness, hope, and unfinished emotion. Much of it is never spoken out loud. Many people do not even realize that these hidden feelings are shaping the way they react, love, avoid, or connect. So stay with this, because once you see it, you will not unsee it. A person can say they are fine, while everything in their face, their tone, and their actions quietly says, I am tired, I am hurting, I need support. That is where real understanding begins, not at the surface, but underneath it. The hidden mind often speaks through patterns more than logic. A sudden discomfort around someone, the same fight happening again and again, an emotional reaction that seems too strong for the moment. These things are rarely random. They usually point to something deeper. A person may explode over something small, but the real pain may come from an old wound they never faced. Another person may go distant, not because they stopped caring, but because some old fear has been awakened inside them. What you see on the outside is often only the symbol. The real message lives below it. People learn to build protective versions of themselves. They learn to look strong, calm, independent, unaffected. But hidden underneath that mask are softer parts still waiting to be seen. Those hidden parts do not disappear. They show up in the way a person chooses love, handles conflict, reacts to rejection, or chases approval. To understand this does not mean trying to control people. It means becoming more aware, more patient, more human. Instead of only asking, why are they acting like this, we can ask a better question. What feeling might be living under this behavior? What hurt might be speaking through this moment? That shift changes everything. It stops us from seeing people as problems to solve and helps us see them as human beings carrying invisible weight. Keep watching, because this part matters. The inner mind keeps trying to bring what was buried into the light. It reveals what has been ignored, pushed down, or left unfinished. And when we learn to notice these signs, our relationships become deeper, softer, and far more honest than before. Repeated patterns are one of the strongest signals a person can receive. People often think every decision comes from clear, conscious thought, but many choices are shaped by feelings and beliefs formed long ago. When the same fear, same conflict, same type of relationship, or same emotional pain keeps returning, it may be trying to tell you something. A person may keep choosing partners who ignore them. They may keep having the same fight with different people. They may react strongly to situations that look small on the surface. These repetitions are not always accidents. Many times they carry a message about what a person believes deep inside, what they expect from others, or what part of them still needs healing. Someone who constantly wants approval may not simply enjoy praise. Deep down, they may fear they are not enough. Someone who avoids emotional closeness may not be unable to love. They may have learned that being open leads to pain. So the pattern becomes protection. Even when that protection starts causing damage, the mind keeps using it because once, long ago, It felt necessary. Patterns are like mirrors. They show us things we do not always want to see. A person who is always irritated by others may be fighting a feeling they have not accepted in themselves. A person who keeps feeling betrayed may need to look at the fear, the choices, or the expectations shaping their connections. This does not mean every painful event is your fault. Life is bigger than that, and other people make their own decisions. But patterns still carry meaning, and if you can see the pattern, you can change the response. Do not miss this. The question is not only, why does this keep happening? The real question is, what is this trying to teach me about my inner world? In close relationships, hidden parts of the self often rise to the surface. Every person has qualities, emotions, desires, and fears they would rather not admit. These parts do not vanish just because they are ignored. They often appear in the strongest reactions we have toward other people, especially the people closest to us. Relationships work like mirrors. They reflect back pieces of ourselves that we have pushed away. A person may strongly dislike another person's confidence and not realize that deep inside they feel small and uncertain. Someone who cannot stand another person's mistakes may be carrying a deep fear of their own failure. The people close to us can wake up feelings connected to old pain, old shame, and old memories. This is why some reactions feel bigger than the situation itself. The moment happening now may be small, but it may be touching something old and unresolved. Many relationship problems are not created only by what the other person does. They are also shaped by the meaning we attach to their actions. A late reply can feel like rejection. A disagreement can feel like abandonment. A simple comment can wake an old insecurity. The hidden parts inside us help decide what story we tell ourselves about what is happening. Understanding this does not mean blaming yourself for everything or ignoring bad behavior from others. It means becoming curious about your own emotional response. Instead of reacting right away with anger, fear, or judgment, pause and ask what this feeling is really touching inside you. Stay here with me. This is where growth begins. When we start understanding the parts of ourselves we usually hide, relationships become less about endless conflict and more about awareness, honesty, and emotional freedom. What once exposed our wounds can slowly become the place where healing begins. Silence is one of the strongest forms of communication, and yet it is often misunderstood. Most people trust spoken words because words seem clear. But silence can carry meanings that words cannot hold. When someone becomes quiet, disappears emotionally, hesitates, or pulls back, it does not always mean they have nothing to say. Sometimes it means what they feel is too heavy, too confusing, or too vulnerable to explain. Silence can become protection. It can become the place where a person hides pain they do not yet know how to reveal. Someone who suddenly stops sharing may not have lost interest. They may be wondering if anyone will notice. Someone who goes quiet after an argument may not be punishing you. They may be sorting through hurt, disappointment, or emotional shock. Sometimes silence says, "Something inside me needs care." At other times, silence can mean exhaustion, distance, or the need for change. Its meaning depends on the person, the moment, and the connection between you. That is why you cannot understand silence by rushing to assumptions. Many people do. They see quietness and instantly call it anger, coldness, or rejection. But what looks cold on the outside may be a person fighting an invisible battle on the inside. Learning to hear silence takes patience. It takes emotional maturity. Instead of demanding answers too fast, create safety, create calm, create space. Some of the deepest conversations begin when someone feels understood before they even speak. And pay attention to your own discomfort too. When another person goes quiet, what does it wake up in you? Fear of being left, fear of losing control, fear of not knowing where you stand. That matters. Keep listening, because silence is not always empty. Sometimes it is where the deepest message has been waiting all along. There is often a powerful gap between what people show and what they truly feel. This is one of the great mysteries of human behavior. Every person builds an outer image that helps them move through life. That image may look strong, calm, successful, funny, detached, or fully in control. But under that outer layer, a very different emotional world may exist. Many people learn early that certain feelings are unsafe to reveal. They may be taught that sadness is weakness, fear is shameful, or pain should be hidden. So they learn to protect themselves. They smile when they are hurting. They joke when they feel empty. They act unbothered when rejection cuts deep. A person who always seems strong may secretly wish someone would gently ask if they are okay. The one who makes everyone laugh may be carrying loneliness no one sees. The person who looks uninterested may simply fear being rejected first. This difference between appearance and reality creates so many misunderstandings. We judge people by what they show us and forget that what we see is often only one layer. The angry person may actually be deeply hurt. The distant person may be protecting a tired heart. The one who never asks for help may not be proud. They may have learned long ago that needing others leads to disappointment. The mind creates defenses to survive emotional pain. Most of the time, these defenses are not even conscious. They become automatic. Push them away before they can leave you. Hide your feelings before they can be used against you. Pretend you are fine because the truth feels too heavy to carry in public. Stay with this to the end because this changes how you see people. When we look beyond appearances, we stop reducing people to single moments. We start seeing the human being behind the mask. One of the deepest needs inside every person is the desire to be understood. Beneath the hunger for success, praise, approval, and achievement, there is a quieter longing that often matters even more. It is the longing to be truly seen, not just noticed, not just admired, seen, understood for what is happening inside. Most people do not simply want others to react to their behavior. They want someone to understand the emotion, the pain, the history, and the intention behind that behavior. Many struggles in relationships come from feeling unseen. A person may show sadness, frustration, or anger, but under those emotions there may be one simple wish. Please understand what this feels like for me. They may not want solutions. They may not need perfect advice. They may only want the safety of being recognized. Life teaches people to perform, to become versions of themselves that fit expectations and avoid rejection. But beneath those social roles, there is a more real self that longs to be accepted without pretending. That is why genuine understanding feels so powerful. It touches something deep. Being understood does not mean someone agrees with everything you say. It means they care enough to try to see your world. Two people can disagree and still connect deeply when each one makes room for the other's inner experience. Many people carry years of being ignored, criticized, dismissed, or misunderstood. That creates a hunger that follows them into love, friendship, and family. When someone finally feels heard, it can unlock a kind of peace they have not felt in years. So notice behavior differently. The quietness, the defensiveness, the emotional outburst, the need for reassurance, these are not always random flaws. Sometimes they are attempts to express what words cannot easily carry. And if you understand that, you stop reacting only to the behavior and begin listening for the need behind it. The journey becomes deeper when we stop looking only at others and begin looking inward. Many people spend most of life focused on what others did, what others said, what others failed to give, while barely noticing the emotional world shaping their own reactions. But real understanding begins inside. Every person carries a private inner landscape made of memory, fear, desire, expectation, hope, and unresolved emotion. That hidden world influences how every moment is interpreted. Two people can live through the same event, and feel something completely different because they bring different inner histories into it. Looking inward means noticing your own emotional response before making someone else the full cause of it. When certain words hurt deeply, ask why. When someone's silence shakes you, ask what it touches inside. Sometimes the strength of our reaction reveals an older fear, an unmet need, or a story about ourselves we have carried for years. Self-reflection is not self-attack. It is not about blaming yourself or becoming cold and detached. It is about honesty, curiosity, courage. Many people avoid looking within because they fear what they might find, but the very parts we avoid often hold the lesson we most need. Our relationships can help expose those hidden places. The people around us become mirrors, not because they cause everything we feel, but because they reveal what is already alive inside us. The one who frustrates us may be showing us something we need to face. The one who inspires us may be reflecting qualities we are ready to grow. This is important, so do not skip over it. When we understand our fears, motives, and emotional habits, we become less controlled by them. We stop reacting on pure impulse. We begin choosing. And in that space, healthier connection becomes possible because we are no longer demanding that other people carry every unseen part of us. The deeper truth of connection is simple, but many people forget it. Beneath almost every human interaction lives a quiet wish to be recognized, accepted, and valued. In a world obsessed with image, performance, status, and surface success, this basic need is often pushed aside. But it never disappears. Most people are not searching for perfection in others. They are searching for the feeling that someone truly sees them. Every person carries invisible experiences that shape how they speak, react, withdraw, and love. Their fears, old memories, private struggles, and silent hopes influence the way they move through the world, yet these things are often hidden under habits, masks, and defense systems. A person may look confident while feeling unsure. They may look independent while quietly longing for support. They may seem difficult while carrying emotions they never learned how to express in a healthy way. The forgotten truth is this: people are more than their worst reaction, more than their difficult mood, more than the mistake they made in a painful moment. When we reduce someone to one action, we erase the larger story behind them. Real understanding asks more of us. It asks us to look beyond the surface and see the humanity underneath the behavior. Many relationships break down because both people are fighting to be understood while neither one is truly trying to understand. They protect their own pain, defend their own point of view, and forget that the other person is also carrying an inner world. True connection begins when someone creates space for another person's experience without instantly correcting it, judging it, or pushing it aside. And yes, this takes effort, it takes maturity, it takes softness. But this is where real closeness starts. Not in perfection, not in control, in understanding. Often the strongest moments of connection do not arrive through big speeches. They arrive through simple acts that quietly say, "You matter to me." Listening without cutting someone off, staying calm in a hard moment, remembering something small they once shared, noticing when their energy changes, giving presence instead of rushing to fix. These small acts carry enormous emotional weight. Many people spend their whole lives trying to prove they are worthy, trying to hide weakness, trying to protect themselves from being rejected for who they really are. Under all of that effort is one shared human hope: to be accepted as they are, not once they become perfect, not once they explain everything beautifully, now, as they are. Connection is not built by flawless people saying flawless things. It is built when two human beings make room for each other's complexity. It is built when we stop demanding polished emotions and start making space for real ones. And this does not mean allowing harmful behavior without boundaries. It means seeing more clearly, A person can be held accountable and still be understood. They can be imperfect and still be treated like a human being. This balance is what so many people miss. If you have stayed this far, then hear this clearly. The people closest to you may not need perfect words. They may not need grand answers. They may need your attention, your patience, your willingness to see what is not being said out loud. Sometimes the message hidden under all the noise is not complicated at all. It is deeply human. I am hurting. I am afraid. I do care. I need to know I matter. When you start hearing those messages beneath behavior, everything changes. The relationship changes. The atmosphere changes. Even the way you see yourself begins to change. In the end, every person you meet is carrying a hidden world that you may never fully see. Behind every reaction is an emotion. Behind every defense is a fear. Behind every silence is a message trying to be heard. One of the biggest mistakes people make is looking only at what is visible and never asking what might be living underneath it. We see the anger but miss the pain. We see the distance but miss the fear. We see the coldness but miss the exhaustion. We see the mask and forget there is a real person under it, trying in their own imperfect way to be understood. When you learn to listen beyond words, observe beyond appearances, and feel beyond quick judgment, you stop relating to people only at the surface level. You begin meeting them where truth actually lives. And that is where real connection begins. The person in front of you may not be asking for perfection. They may not be waiting for a perfect speech, a perfect apology, or a perfect solution. They may simply be hoping that someone will look a little deeper and say, I see more than your reaction. I see more than this moment. Maybe the message they have been trying to send is very simple. See me, not just what I do. Understand me, not just how I react. Stay with me long enough to notice what I cannot explain. Because the deepest form of love is not always speaking the right words at the right time. Sometimes it is having the patience to notice the unspoken ones. And when we meet people with that kind of awareness, we do more than improve a relationship. We change the way we move through human life itself. We become softer, wiser, and more real. And sometimes that changes everything.